up, everyone? It's Dr. Glenn Vo, and I have, the guest of the hour here, Mike Buckner from Weave. Mike, what's up, man?
Glenn, it's good to be here, man.
Man, so here's the deal, dude. So on Monday, you called me up and you're like, hey, I want to show you what Weave's all about. I was like, hey, cool. I'm off that day, so let's see what Weave's all about. So you did a demo. I said, hold up, dude. I said, hold up. Okay, if you think Weave is that legit, then you should do the demo in Nifty Thrifty Dentist. And you were like, let's do it. So I don't know if you guys saw that demo. If you didn't, you need to watch it so you kind of get a baseline what Weave's all about. And I said during that demo, I said, Mike, if we get some people that said they want a Nifty deal, will you come back? He said, yeah. And man, it blew up. And all these people said, we want a Nifty deal. So Mike, here you are.
Yep.
Here you are. We got you back here. So let's start with this, man. Before we even talk about any Nifty deals, I tried twisting your arm. Hold on. Let me put this crawler up. So guys, if you have any questions about Weave, Mike is the man to answer them. Just go ahead and fire the questions away. But while we're waiting for you guys to ask questions, Mike, how did you even get involved with Weave and crazy dentists like us, man? I mean, how did that happen?
I never thought that I would be in the dental space. In fact, in the past, I was a director of operations for a franchise, completely outside of dental. I had worked in the real estate industry for a little bit, and I had a connection who made an introduction to my first kind of technology company within the dental space. And I came in and I was like, man, I don't know anything about the dental space. And it didn't take me too long to realize that this was really where I wanted to plant my roots. I loved it. I loved the people, the business side of it, the technology behind it. It was exciting. And so ever since about 2012, I've been in the dental space.
Man, I love it. I love it. And so here's the thing. This is the thing that impressed me about you, Mike. Right? So I'll be the first to admit. And he'll admit it too. Mike and I, we started off like we had a rocky start, man. But the thing is that we met up at multiple events. We kind of ran into it, kind of talked it out. And the thing that really kind of changed things for me, Mike, is that you realize that dentistry is a relationship business, right? So, as doctors, we have relationships with our patients, right? And then you have relationships with all these dental professionals. And I mean, that's when I started to change my opinion of you, right? And then you started talking about, Weave, and yeah, it's a cool platform, but Weave is more than just the platform. It's the company, it's the people that have the relationships with the docs, Yeah. So let's talk about that because, we can talk about the platform all day, but when someone signs up with Weave, how do you guys handle that relationship with the docs?
Yeah, it's, and I love what you say, because what I've really learned is that this dental industry, it is all about relationships. And for the most part, we have one shot. We have one shot to make a good impression, and our integrity means everything. And so, we take that really seriously. We know that, here at Weave, when you have someone that wants to implement a technology, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
But when someone is changing their phone system, I mean, that's like the lifeblood of the practice, right? Like that's the heartbeat of the practice. Everything starts and stops with the phone. And so we take that really seriously. And we want to make sure that everything goes off smoothly, that it's a smooth transition from one system to the other. And most importantly, what we've learned is that we need to continue to do our best to earn your business. And so we don't believe in contracts. We go like month to month, because that forces us to make sure that we up our game.
Man, so I really like what you said prior to that. First, we'll go back to the no contracts thing. It's kind of like one of those things that is kind of unheard of nowadays. It seems like everyone wants to lock you into a contract, right? But I want to go back to, you only have that one opportunity to make a good first impression. And let's talk about how a dental practice works, right? When the patient calls in and you spent all this money trying to get them to call you, and you finally get them on the phone, And think about all the times where, man, you could drop the ball. But
Yeah.
with Weave, when I did the demo, you guys it's almost like cheating, man. Right? It's almost like cheating. It's almost like I'm about to meet Mike, but I already have his biography. I read everything about him. And when he comes, I start talking about magic and stuff. And Mike's like, whoa, what's that? So talk about Weave, how it kind of gives you an advantage when you pick up the phone and talk to that patient.
Absolutely. So, and that's really why Weave exists, is to be able to help practices really connect with their patients. I think that, when technology really hit hard and automation was everywhere and everyone was kind of automating their messages, and what we're seeing in the industry right now, especially with millennials, right? Especially how millennials communicate, we are seeing like multi-billion-dollar businesses that are coming full circle and bringing personalization back into how they communicate. For example, I was on a Delta flight, and I think I told you this story, but I was on a Delta flight, and I was so blown away when I go to my seat and there's a handwritten note, and I look at it and I'm thinking, okay, they must have printed this off on something, and no, it's actually handwritten. And I looked, and everyone in that first class cabin had a handwritten note, thanking them for their loyalty. And so with Weave, we want to make sure that we use the technology to allow practices to personalize their communication. So when somebody calls in, you're not spending the time saying, I'm sorry, Glenn, when was the last time you were in? And are you a patient of Dr. Buckner? And tell me again, how do you spell your last name? It's rather than that, it's like, hey, how are you? The information's on the screen, so you can spend that time truly connecting and making that patient feel like they know you.
See, I love that, because that's the thing when we were going through the demo. And guys, again, if you haven't watched that demo yet, first of all, nothing beats the live demo you do with a Weave representative. But if you don't have the time, or you're up late and you're just really curious, watch that demo, because what's really cool is Mike went over this, this feature where, the pop-up comes up and there's information about the patient. And literally you could put some notes, like last time they were there, like, hey, they're going to Tahiti or something, right? And they call back and you would say, hey, Micah, how's that trip to Tahiti? Whoa, what? Wow. Yeah, it was great. Like, it's almost, like I said, Weave is almost like cheating. It has like notes there. Like you can, because think about it, guys. I mean, I do this too. I write a bunch of notes in the chart about the patient, because, I mean, we have a pretty big practice. And I can't remember everyone, but when I bring up something, they are just like, and think about that. Think about when your patients come in and you remember something, it instantly makes them feel special. And speaking of making someone feel special, Vanessa Emerson just said, Mike Buckner is the bomb. Get Weave.
Love Vanessa.
That's a good shout out right there for Vanessa Emerson. She's awesome. So and then we have Dr. Rodriguez. He's giving you a slow clap, like a good slow clap there. So let's go back to that, because there's another thing you were showing me that I thought was really cool. Gosh, who was that? I forgot the doctor's name, but you were saying how they sent out the text message for the birthday. Right.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I send an email and there's like this generic thing. Send a text and it's personalized, and the patient got real happy about that. So talk about that, Mike. Talk about that situation that you talked about in the demo.
Absolutely. So it's interesting, because I remember in this, especially in dental, in the dental space, but when the technology really took off to, send birthday messages or send birthday notifications to their patients, people loved it. People loved it because they get an email, and there was, some companies will put a video in there, and it was awesome. But then the problem is everyone took onto that. And so now on your birthday, it's like spam. You get tons of emails, and you know that it's not personalized. And I had one of my friends who just barely started using Weave in her practice. And she said, Mike, I love the fact that the automated birthday text messages that go to the patients truly look like it's personalized. Yeah. It looks like, someone is taking the time to write the name, to type in the text message. She said, I never got my patients to respond with the emails. In fact, what we found, and this was interesting, she said, what we found was with all of the birthday emails that we would send out, because they would get some from their car dealerships and their banks and everything else, she said people would just opt out of receiving emails. Yeah. And we would actually lose people because they were opting out. But with the text messages, because you can customize that to with a template that says whatever you want it to say, and it looks like it comes from the practice phone number. And she said, I get people all the time that are like, oh my gosh, thank you for taking the time to text me. And so to be able to fool someone and make it look like, and I shouldn't say fool someone, but to make it look like it's a personalized message, I mean, that's huge. We found ways to come back to that, to still deliver that same kind of impact when you're recognizing someone on their birthday.
Now, let me just clarify something. Let me just make sure. So let's say that that birthday message comes out and they reply to it. Can you reply to that?
Yeah, because when they reply to it, it pops up on the screen. And that will stay on the screen like a little notification box until you either read it or respond to it. So the cool thing is you send that out, they respond back and they're like, hey, thanks so much. And then right away you chime back in and they have no idea.
I mean, it basically, and literally you are responding to them.
Right.
You are responding to them. And I mean, think about that, guys. Think about you send someone a happy birthday. You send that email, the generic email, and they reply and it says error. You get an error email back, right? Because it's an autoresponder. But if you did the text message and someone says, hey, thanks for wishing me a happy birthday, and say, hey, Mike, thank you for being an awesome patient, right? Like, whoa, or thanks, Mike. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks from now for your recall. You know what I'm saying? Just throw that in too. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, so, and there was an article in Forbes actually that I read this last week that talked about, these birthday, notifications and how, it's like people know, especially the millennials. The millennials are quick on this, right? They know when they're being automated, and they know when to tune out or even just, delete the whole thing. So, there's a special way to do that.
All right, guys. So I put the crawler back up. If you have any questions at all about Weave, just fire away, but we're going to keep on talking about that. So Mike, so another thing with Weave, so there's always a lot of misconceptions. So let's just address all the things that happened in the past. Let's just address it. Let's talk about it, because what I've noticed is that, people brought up Weave multiple times in my practice, in the group. And a lot of them said, so many people said they loved it that I finally said, okay, fine, I will talk to Weave. All right. Because everyone loves you guys. Right. But there's a couple of naysayers. There's a couple of people that says, man, the phone system, it dropped, or these issues. So let's address that. Right. That's like the big elephant in the room. Let's address it. So there were some phone issues way back when. What happened there, and have you guys addressed it, and what have you guys done to make sure it doesn't happen again?
So good point, and I'm glad that you brought this up, because when I talked to someone who said, we had some dropped calls, and man, that if your phone system goes down for a few minutes, few seconds, that's like you're paralyzed, you're dead in the water. And so really, when I talk to people who've had that experience, and I ask them, when did you use Weave, or when was this? Usually they'll tell me that it was the end of 2016, kind of the beginning part of 2017. And you know what we did? We had some server issues. And we had grown to the point when we had these server issues, and it was kind of a school of hard knocks. We realized that we needed to really, put a lot into our system to make sure that we had backups and multiple data centers. And so from that point, when we had grown so fast to where our servers were having some issues, we put a lot into that. We've got data centers across the country right now that now allow us for really unlimited growth. And we knock on wood, we haven't run into that since around that time. So, we learn, and anyone who's getting into, the phone space, man, it's a brutal industry.
It is.
But, we learned, we addressed it. And, we wanted to be upfront. We wanted to be upfront with all of our clients as well. So anytime that we did have some issues back in, end of 2016, we would send an email out and say, hey, we wanted to let you know, this morning we had an outage of a minute and a half or whatever. We did these things to fix it. And so we tried to over communicate But today I love how things are going. We're really in a good place.
And that, I wanted to bring that up because that's always one thing that people always bring up. They're like, well, back, a few years ago, there were some issues with Weave. Well, things happen, guys, right? Things happen. There's a difference between, okay, there's a mistake and they fix it, and there's a mistake and they don't care, right? There's a big difference there, and they rectified that. And I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
That's brought up all the time. In fact, that'll probably be brought up here in this during this Facebook Live, and I'll say, guys, just rewind it like at the 5-minute mark, and then you can hear what Mike just said. So let's talk about Weave itself, because before we did the demo, you asked me, hey, what do you know about Weave? I was like, it's like a phone company and a reminder service. Like, I didn't even know, and that's me. Like, my job is to kind of know what everyone does, So that's why. And then I did the demo, and I realized it's a lot more than that, right? Yeah. It's a lot more than that. You called it a patient communication. What do you call it? You say a lot better than I do.
No, yeah. Well, it's an integrated patient communication system for the practice. And so we were the first ones to really incorporate every aspect of that patient communication, that patient interface. So payments, collecting payments through our text to pay feature, where you can put the invoice, the PDF invoice, and send it with a text message. They can open that up and pay their bill right there with their mobile device.
Yeah, I love that.
Be the phone service. We actually are the phone service. And that's huge, because we wanted to create an all-encompassing system, not one where you've got, maybe you're messaging through one, but you have to have a separate service for your phones and a separate service for this. We wanted to kind of create it all together, because we know that allows for cost savings for the practice. And
that's Nifty Thrifty right there.
Well, and the last thing you want is to have like 5 or 6 different programs with different subscriptions, because we were talking, and with everything that can add up, it can add up to $1,200 to $1,500.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, you were talking about the text to pay. I thought that was really great. Obviously the phone, obviously and guys, again, if you really want to see everything in action, you really got to watch the other video where we did the demo. That will explain a lot of things, but we'll briefly go over that. And then you get what do you call it? It's not a call, smart caller ID. What do you call that thing?
Yeah, like our smart pop. Our smart caller ID really is what it is where the patient calls in, and because it syncs with the practice management system, all that information pops up, and you see their picture, and you can see how much is remaining on their insurance, if they owe money, and who's in their family, when they're due for appointments, and all the notes that are in the system.
Like I said, it's like cheating, man. You got like cheat. It's like cheat notes right there when someone calls in. And so, okay, so about Weave here, what's the normal cost of Weave?
Good question. So our cost right now, we are at $549 per month.
Okay, so let's just stop right there. Let's just say $549. Okay, so let's kind of break it down, right? So for $549, you're getting a phone, voice over IP with all the great things that come along with it. You get the text messaging capability, right?
Reminders.
Patient reminders. Is there email blasts in there too?
Yep. So your emails, your email campaigns.
Let's see what else there.
Reviews.
Oh, okay. Reviews.
Yep. We didn't really talk about reviews, but the reviews to where the patient can get a text message and it takes them right to the Google page or Facebook, or however you want to set that up to have them leave a review.
Let's see, what else is there? I know there's more to that.
You have a fax line. You also have
a fax line there.
A digital fax line. You have inter-office chat, which is really cool. And
wait. Kind of like instant messaging?
Yeah, so it's kind of like Slack for your dental practice.
Oh, wow.
And the cool thing about it is, if you have an Apple Watch, you can be working in the operatory, and with the inter-office chat, you can get the notification on your watch and say, okay, you know what, operatory number 2 is ready for hygiene check.
Well, for those who are Android users, would that work with their Samsung Watch? Okay, I just want to say that there, because not everyone is an Apple user, okay? Like okay, just want to make sure. So you got that.
Yep.
What else is there?
So we didn't really, Yeah, so we didn't really talk about, we did talk about all the birthday messages and whatnot.
Yeah.
We
What
do
about
offer,
the metrics? Isn't there something like metrics or some kind of data or something?
yep, we do have some metrics or some key reporting items,
Okay.
or some basic analytics around the really actionable items. And so what we report on are anything that might need a call to action with a text message or phone call in order to bring patients back in. Or, if you had 20 new patients in the month that came in, it'll show a report to show you how much was actually collected, how much production, and how much production was done from those new patients, and how many of them still are outstanding to be rescheduled back into the practice. And so you can see that, wow, I had 20 patients in this month, but I only have 5 that are rescheduled. I need to, you can click on that, see who those patients are, see what treatment they had done, and click right there and send a text message to them, or pick up the phone and give them a call.
So I definitely know there's a lot more stuff that we're probably, like I said, we're not thinking about it because the demo lasted an hour when we did it. But there's at least 5 different services right there, right, that you would have to pay for.
Yeah.
5 services, guys, and you get all that for what's the normal? How much now?
It's $549. And
so $549 for all of those things.
Yeah, and I would say probably my favorite thing we really didn't talk about either. And I would say that especially for dentists out there, this is probably the most valuable tool, which is to have the app on your smartphone, so that now you can actually have a backup. You can pull up the Weave app on your smartphone device. You can listen to any text message that came in if you needed to. You could turn on the switch and have the calls come to your mobile device. You could also look at your schedule, and with that schedule, you can click in, see that patient, text or call that patient.
Wait. Hold up. Okay. So what you're saying is, when we have that day, and it happens to everyone, it even happened to me.
Yep.
Where you don't have, now I'm not talking about the phone.
Right.
When you don't have internet.
Yeah.
Okay. People talk about this all the time. They're like, well, I don't want to use a voice over IP phone because what if the internet goes down, right? And I tell people, if the internet goes down, you're screwed either way, dude. Okay, we use the internet for everything. So, and it's happened before where, okay, my phones were down, but I couldn't even access things online, all that stuff. So if that happens, you're saying that you can just grab your phone here.
Yep.
And you got your schedule, and you can call your patients from your phone?
Yes. You have your schedule. You can call your patients. You can text your patients, and it will even look like it comes from your practice phone number. And so if something happens, or worst case scenario, if you have a storm that comes through and you're not going to be in the practice the next day, with your phone, you can pick that up. You can change the voice message on the answering machine, and switch the phones over to your mobile device and reach out to anyone that might have an appointment that day, or if you need to move things around, right there from the app on your phone.
I love it. So speaking of that, we got Dr. Duplantis hailing from DFW with me. He's of Weave. Mike is a great ambassador for the company. Great addition to our practice. That's from Dr. Duplantis. He's like a rock star out of DFW. I saw him speak not too recently. We actually spoke at the same event. And I'm glad I didn't go after him because he would have made me look bad. I went at the end, but yeah, he's awesome. And we have, hold on, let me check this. We have Lacey Phillips, and she says, I love Weave. Great solution for our clients.
Lacey, love you.
There you go. All right. Well, whatever they're paying you, Mike, they need to double that because you got a lot of fans here, man. Okay. And so, and then of course, Jeanette says, way to go, Mike. Yeah, it's cool. Mike's cool. I mean, you don't have to say anything about me, guys, but that's cool, man. But anyways, hey, so I think that's really cool. So you can access everything off your phone. Now, let me ask you this. So let's say that internet goes down, right? Mm-hmm. Can't even get on Open Dental, and I'm looking on my phone. Now, how many people can get on the phone, on their phone and check the schedule too? Is it just like one app? Can everyone get an app, or
no. Yeah, so the whoever is the administrator for the account, you can kind of decide who has access to that. It is HIPAA compliant, and so every time that you pull up the app and you log into that, you're going to actually see that, it's going to be face recognition or fingerprint, but it's HIPAA compliant.
Okay.
And so the great thing is if you've got like 3 or 4 teammates that are team members that have the app on the phone, everyone can have access to that. And if a call comes in, it's going to ring, and you're going to be able to, whoever answers the phone, or a text message comes in, everyone's going to be able to see that text message.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of like get a little technical here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So there's an app on the phone. Could you, let's say you had a tablet and you want to see it like a bigger, could you use the app on there?
Yep.
That would be cool, right?
Yep.
So literally you just get your iPad, and then you can just prop it up, and you can use that for a while until your internet comes back up.
There you go.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, oh man, a lot of stuff there, man. You're getting a lot more love here, man. I don't want to just make it the Mike show. So you have to come back and read all these things, man. They're like all these things, like love you, big guy, and everything, man. I mean, Mike's taller than me, so I know you're talking about him, not me. Okay, so Mike, all right. Yeah. So here's the deal, man. Here's the deal, man. You're in the Nifty Thrifty group, man. Yeah. You're in the Nifty Thrifty group. We're all about getting deals and stuff like that. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Obviously, all these people came onto the demo and said, we want a Nifty deal. So Mike, what can you do for the members of Nifty Thrifty, Dennis?
So we didn't really talk about, the cost to get things set up.
It sounds like a lot of stuff you guys have to do. I mean, you got your phone, you got to get onto the server and do all these other things. I mean, that's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, we have recently really doubled down onto our resources to help get offices set up. And so we do come across the offices that, traditionally this system, you get the box, you get your phones, and it's kind of a plug and play, and then we get the number ported over. Okay, but right out the gate, once we do a sync with the software, you're up and going. Now, however, there are some cases where you might need some help with a router, or you might need help with, getting the phone situated. So we do have an activation fee. Now, and I use the term activation fee. I know that most software companies will have an activation fee, right? Sure, and this activation fee it's usually like, hey, we're going to throw out like a dollar amount so that we can say, hey, we're going to do a special discount off of this activation fee. This really is our setup fee, because these costs really go towards us getting some IT help for you to get into the practice and get some things set up. So that's what that cost really goes into, and it's a $1,500 setup fee. Okay, and we also have the costs of the phones.
Sure.
So the phone costs, each of our kind of basic model of phones, they're $99 for the phones. Now we do have an upgraded model of the phone. And the upgraded model of the phone is $199, and that I would really recommend to have that phone, maybe up at the front. It can handle, more lines on that. And so with the upgraded phone, it's $199 for the phone. So if we were to kind of break that down, it's the $1,500 activation fee or setup fee. We have the $549 a month, and then the cost of the phone. So let's say, for example, we have an office that has, that needs 10 phones. Mm-hmm. That cost would be, the cost of the phones comes out to about, I think it's $1,100, almost $1,200 for the phones. And so kind of everything all together, you're looking at about $9,200 for the year, if you're looking at that at a year.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, it takes money to kind of set that all up. And so, yeah, I mean, Weave is Nifty Thrifty because you got all these things together, right? Which is really cool. Got all these things together. But there's like that upfront cost, right? But like I said, it's already a Nifty Thrifty deal. But, man, you're in the Nifty Thrifty Dennis group here. And so I'm going to just keep twisting your arm. But you know what? Let me give you a little bit more motivation here. So we have a member here, and she just says, man, we tell everyone about Weave. And she does, because literally everything she types in my group says Weave. I don't know if she even knows any other words besides Weave, but she types it all the time. I joke with her all the time about that. She goes, tell everyone about Weave. such a game changer for our practice. I literally can text patients at home if needed, and so much more. So obviously we see all these people, and you guys have done, I mean, wonders for their practice. And here's the thing, I want to let everyone know is that my job here at Nifty Thrifty Dentists is I listen to you, the dental professionals, and all you guys have said, man, we love Weave, or we want a Nifty deal with Weave. And so I said, Mike, let's do a demo. And I tricked them into coming on today, because now I'm going to put them on the spot. Mike, for the Nifty Thrifty Dentist Group, the members have spoken. They want to work. They want to sign up with Weave. They want a Nifty deal with Weave. I mean, you pretty much convinced them. The demo convinced them, and Weave is not for everybody, but it's for a lot of people, and these people want it. So what can you do to help these docs out?
So I completely understand that the cost to really get a new phone system. I talk to dentists and say, hey, we had just switched our phone system, and oh my gosh, it cost us so much to do that. I understand that's a really hefty upfront cost for that. And we want to help out with that. And so what we like to do for Nifty Thrifty, for the Nifty Thrifty dentists out there, is we like to take care of that cost for the actual setup. So the $1,500 fee that we use to help you get set up, we're going to take care of that cost.
Whoa, hold up. Okay, so the setup fee. No setup fee.
There's no setup fee.
So that's $1,500 right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Mike. But man, that's good, man. That's good. That's a start, man. That's a start, man. That's so awesome, man. But man, there's so many people. And you know what? Let me tug at your heartstrings a little bit. And you saw me speak at the Delivering Well Summit.
Yep.
You saw me speak on the Smiles at Sea cruise. And, afterwards you came up to me, he says, man, Glenn, I get your why, man. Yeah. And I'm going to save my presentation, because I'm going to be giving that same presentation at the Dental Maverick event later in the year. But basically, I come from a humble beginning. Money was tight for me when I was growing up. It was tight for me when I was a college student. It was tight for me being a dental student. I mean, just trying to make ends meet. And then I did a startup and all these things. And really, I had to count every penny. And, when you heard my presentation and you understood what my why is, if I can get all the dental companies and all the vendors to just help us out here, right? It would go so much to helping all these docs out who are struggling or starting off, or who, maybe they're doing okay. But I talked to Mike that, hey, look, it's such a good thing to help these docs out. So with that being said, the $1,500, man, that is awesome. I'm super happy. That's going to help so many people out to sign up with Weave. But man, what else can you guys do?
We'd also like to, our $549 that we have for our month to month.
And no contracts.
There are no contracts.
You earn our business every month. You're not locking us in for a year, and then once a minute passes past our contract, we forget, and we're stuck for another year. You guys don't do that.
No, because we want to earn your business as we go. So no contracts. So that monthly fee of $549. If you pay for that fee up front for the year all at once, we'll save you an extra 10% off of that. So that equates to about $600 off of your yearly for the service.
Wow. So no setup fee. That's $1,500 right there, right off the bat. You can save with the Nifty deal. And if Weave is something that you guys know you want to work with, and you like what Mike has to say, and you want to do a demo, you like everything you see, and you're like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and just commit to them for a year. That's another 10% off.
Yeah,
that is sweet. But you brought up one thing, and I did the same thing. I had to go through the same thing. I actually had to go through it twice. I used two different phone companies. I had to buy phones each time.
Yeah.
But the phones, I mean, I mean, you got to buy phones. You need phones for your practice, right? But it's such a high upfront cost, Is there anything you can do there for those people who are like, okay, I want to sign up for Weave. Okay, I'm done. You convinced me, but oh man, I need some phones. Can you help them there with the phones?
Yes, we can. So we'd love to help out with the phones.
I love it. I love it. So look, guys, I'm not gonna put them on. I think we're going pretty good here. So look, $1,500 setup fee gone. You like Weave? You sign up. Just commit to a year. You get another 10% off. And Mike just said, "Look, I'll help you out with the phones. He'll work out a deal. He'll give you some kind of discount with the phones. So you got a discount with the phones. You got no setup fee, and you got the 10% off if you commit to a whole year. That is, man, that's awesome, man. That's a nifty thrifty deal, and
that comes out to about $3,200 off of that yearly amount. So $3,200 savings.
$3,200 savings. So for those who are watching right now, think about first of all, if you're a startup, right? Let's just say you're a startup or you're a new practice. I mean, I have so many startup docs talk to me and they're like, okay, what's the best way to save money, right? Well, the best way to save money is to get as much as you can out of one service, right? Or maybe a few. The less services you have and where you can consolidate it, that's where you can save money. And you already heard what Mike said, what Weave does. Weave does a whole bunch of stuff, and it's $549 a month, right? $549 a month. Mm-hmm. But he just said, you know what? You don't have to worry about $1,500 setup fee. And you know what? If you feel like that you like what they're about and you love everything you saw about Weave, another 10% off. And if you're worried about phones, Mike's going to work. He's going to give you guys get a discount on the phones. So, and it's going to be a sweet discount, right? I'm assuming it's going to be a sweet discount.
Yeah, let's do this too, Glenn. Let's, if there is any hesitation, if there's any hesitation that, the cost to get things started to, change out the phone system, I'd like to try something out. We've got about 12 days left in the month of April. If you'd like to try out the Weave system before the end of April, we'll actually give you your first month for free as well.
Wait, what?
You're test driving. You're coming in at nothing.
Okay, hold up. Let me
and there is no contract.
Let me make sure you say this again because I'll make sure this video does not get deleted. Everyone's gonna see it. You're saying that if anyone signs up before April, you get the first month for free.
Only for Nifty Thrifty, and before I get in trouble.
And it's got to be before April. You can't be calling Mike like 6 months down the line. You'll just get the regular Nifty deal.
Right.
If you call and sign up before April, you're gonna get this like ultimate Nifty Thrifty deal
with your first month included in there.
Oh my God!
That right there. Hold on. That should come out to. Let's see. That's actually $3,789 savings for your first year.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to put this thing in here. All right, guys. Man, if you guys like what you just heard, type in Weave. Type in Weave in the comments because I'm actually about to reiterate the Nifty deal again. And if you like what you just heard, type Weave in the comments section. Okay, so the Nifty Thrifty deal.
Yeah.
Setup fee, normally $1,500.
Right.
Waived.
We'll waive it.
If you like Weave, you did the demo, you like it, that's who you want to go with, you get another 10% off. And if you're concerned about the phones, Mike's going to go ahead and give you a discount on the phones as well.
Yes.
And If you sign up before the end of April, you get the first month free. That is insane. Guys, that is insane. Man, so if you're even thinking about trying Weave out, this is the month to do it, because you get all those things, but you get that little cherry on top, which is you get the first month free. Now, we'll have the Nifty Deal like all through the whole year, so if you want to be a procrastinator, then be a procrastinator at your own risk, okay? Because it's going to take a lot from there. That's such an awesome deal. Guys, if you like what you heard, type in the comment section, Weave, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this back up here.
And Glenn, I do want to just say that even at our trade shows, like if you want to come and check us out at a trade show, you might find at our trade shows that they'll, instead of the $1,500, they might do like $1,000. But to completely waive that, we really don't do that anymore.
I mean, I love it. That's, you know what that shows? That shows that you guys have confidence in your product. That's the thing. Hold on, we got somebody here. Okay. Well, let me bring this up here, Mike. This we have Devin. Devin's like, dude, I just signed up last week, man. Can I get that first month free? I don't know. So you want to have to talk to him later. So I brought that up there.
Message.
All right. Send him a message there. You'll have to refer like 5 friends, okay? But all right. So Mike, so let's do this. When someone wants to sign up with Weave, how does that whole process start? So okay, they heard the Nifty Deal, they're hyped up. How do they get signed up? How does that? Who do they?
I've got 2 ways that we could do this. The first one, really easy. If you text the word Nifty to 797979. Okay, so you text the word Nifty to 797979.
Nifty to
797979. So
3 7-9s.
Yep. 379
7979.
There you go.
Okay.
Text the word Nifty to 797979, and you'll get a text, and just fill out that form. Click on the link and fill out that form. The other way that you can do that, if you're not by your mobile device, your cell phone, I've got a phone number for you to call as well.
So guys, if you want this Nifty Deal, all you got to do is really easy. Text 797979, and you'll get something. You fill it out.
Text the word Nifty.
Nifty. You got to text Nifty. Okay. Don't text any nudes. Okay. Nifty. Because Mike's going to get in trouble with his wife. No nudes. Okay.
And then I also have a phone number if you need.
Yes. And someone's a little late to the show here. What's the deal? All right, fine. For you, the Nifty Deal. The Nifty Deal. Again, setup fee, normally $1,500. Waived with the Nifty Deal. You got to buy some phones, right? Mike's going to hook you up. He's going to give you a sweet discount on the phones. It's so sweet, we can't even announce it here. You're going to have to call him. And I'll tell you right now, he told me, and he's like, I got to hold on to something. Someone's got to call me and hear this. It's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. You call him, text that number, and he will tell you the phone discount itself it almost makes it. It almost makes the deal. Okay, so you get a discount on the phones. And then if you like Weave and you want to commit to them for a year, they're going to knock off another 10%. Wait, but that's not all.
Let me just say though, if you do pay for that year up front, that still is considered month to month. So let's say a couple months into that, something happens, you're not locked into that. That's still considered month to month, and we'll refund the rest of it back. So you're not into any contract.
So staying true to no contract.
Yes.
Love it. And if you sign up before April,
before the end of April. Before the end of April.
Yeah, it is April right now. Yeah, before the end of April, before May. If you sign up before May, first month free.
Yes.
Is that who asked that question? Let me take a look here. Dr. Basti, is that nifty enough for you? That's pretty nifty there. That's pretty nifty there. I love it. All right. So for them to sign up, text 7979. Text Nifty.
Yes.
Text Nifty. Don't text nudes. Text Nifty 797979 to 7977. Right?
Yeah.
I just screwed that up. Let's do that again.
Text the word
797979. Then you have to type Nifty.
And just press send. Yep.
I love it. I love it.
Call. I have a phone number. And
What's the phone number? Let's do that. Let's do that.
The phone number is 888 579 5668. And you have to mention Nifty Thrifty. And then I think it's extension 2. But yeah, 888 579 5668.
And you gotta mention Nifty Thrifty. Call that number. You can get the Nifty Deal.
Press 2. Yep.
I love it. I love it. Operators are standing by, guys.
There you go.
Well, Mike, awesome, man. Hey, so I will put this post up, guys. If you have any questions, fire away in the comments. And also, Mike's going to put the details of the deal into our chat here. Also, some contact information, also some instructions as well. Hold up. We got another. Oh, okay. Trish Jorgensen just said, tell you what, that text to pay feature is the bomb for collections.
Awesome.
Trish,
I love that.
I have to agree with you there. I mean, it's like, I will tell you this right now. When Mike showed me that, I could just already tell my staff would love that, because who likes sending statements, man? That's like so like early 90s, right? Now you got to text message people. And think about all the times when you get a text message, you look at it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't even think people check emails anymore, Mike.
No. And in fact, they don't leave voicemails, Glenn. Nobody leaves voicemails anymore.
I know.
Honestly, my favorite thing that we just launched recently is our missed call text. It's awesome.
Wait, hold up. Okay.
Got it.
So explain that real quick before we jump off here. We got to talk about that. The missed call text.
Yes, it's honestly my favorite thing, because what we have found is that when a new patient calls your practice, 93% of the time they will hang up the phone and not leave a message if it goes to voicemail. Only 7% are leaving you a voicemail. Our system will automatically kick out within 5 seconds, automatically kick out a text message to whoever called you and hung up. And it can look personalized. So it can say, hey, this is Mike with Dr. Buckner's office. I'm currently talking to another patient. I will call you back in 3 to 5 minutes. Kind of like, hey, don't go anywhere. Don't go on to that next line of Google. Stay with me. Or you can text me here and I'll help you out. So that has been huge for helping people keep connection of those new patients that they are paying for to come in.
All right, we got we have another question here, and it is, what is the monthly fee? So what is the monthly fee for all these features?
So the monthly fee is $549 a month.
It actually goes down if you decide to stick around with them for a year.
$549 a month. Not even if you decide to stick around. If you want to pay for that year up front, that's an additional 10%. And then with Nifty Thrifty right now, it's that first month that we will also include. So that first month for free.
I love it. That's Nifty Thrifty there, man. I was just thinking here when you said about the missed call text. I think what we would be really powerful for, and there's so many of these type of docs in Nifty Thrifty, because they're in here because they want to save money, and they want to work with companies that are willing to help us out, right? And so I was just thinking about, if you're a newer practice, if you're a startup, if you're a newer practice, right, and you don't have that big of a staff, and you're just struggling, you're wearing 5 hats. I was there before. I remember when I first opened my practice, I was the IT guy, I was the handyman, I was the dentist, I was an assistant sometimes, I was the front desk, I was just everything, right? Because I just started out, I was just trying to bootstrap it basically. But I was thinking, if I started up and I had like weave, and I ran, let's say I was just doing something in the back, and I ran to the front, and I got the photo, I missed it, right? How awesome would it have been for the weave system just kick a text to them, say, hey, we're a little busy or something, I'm going to call you back right away. And then I can call them back. How awesome would that be? So guys, I want y'all to think about that when you're, you know, maybe you're bootstrapping it right now, right? Maybe you're a startup, maybe your practice is new, maybe you're slowly growing your practice, you're trying to get more staff. Man, what Weave does, it's almost like having another staff member, guys. Yeah. That actually shows up to work every day and doesn't give you a lift, right? That's priceless there. I love that. I mean, Weave is Nifty Thrifty, and so if you want the Nifty deal, Mike's part of the group. You could message him. There's a couple of Weave. I actually asked Mike to bring a few team members on, so that way he doesn't get his inbox blown up. You can message them. A few of them have commented in the comments here. But if you want the Nifty deal, the number is 797979, and you have to type in Nifty. Okay. Yep. And we have the phone number, which is, it's so long. What's the number again?
The number is 888-579-5668, and then extension 2.
And you know what? If you just forgot everything we just said, don't worry. We're going to type it in the comments there. Mike, man, that is so, you know what? I mean, you definitely surprised me there with that Nifty deal. I mean, I'm blown away. I know when we talked about it, I kind of told you about the group, and you're like, man, I love that. I want to give back. I want to help these docs out because that's what we're all about. We want them to succeed. I want to come up with a Nifty deal that's going to, I mean, literally, I'm forcing myself to talk. I'm speechless. That's such a generous offering. So guys, if you take advantage of it before May, you're going to get the first month free. That's insane. I don't think you've ever done anything like that, man. That's so awesome. Mike, any last words before we let you go, man? I know, Mike's got a family. He's got twins at home, and I'm dragging him on here trying to talk to me here. So I'm going to let you get back to the kids there. But anything you want to say before we sign off here?
No, I love this group. I really appreciate the opportunity for us to be a part of this, to help give back, and we're excited to help you out. We're excited to help you, your relationships with your patients, and give us a call, give me a text, shoot me a message, whatever you need.
Well, one last question, Mike. Now that they know that you want to leave, they're like piling in. So let's do this real quick. We have Devin. He wants to know, how does that smartwatch work?
Yeah. So if you have the Weave app, on your phone, on your mobile device, not only with your inter-office chat where you get notifications, but if you have patients that text you, or if you have a call that comes into your mobile device, you'll actually see that on your smartwatch as well.
That's insane, man. No more screaming down the hall.
What's that?
No more screaming down the hall like, hey, where am I going to next, right?
Yep.
I love it. Yep. I love it. But Mike, thank you so much, man. I'm going to let you get out of here before they ask any more questions. But guys, if you do have questions, please type in the comments section. Mike will get around to it, but he also has some team members that will be answering your questions as well. So thank you so much for watching. And Mike, thank you so much, man, for the awesome deal and for jumping on, buddy.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.